Well, good afternoon, Jeep friends and adventure friends, mountain bike friends, everybody else who's watching the channel as well. Today we have got a little package that came in the mail. As you might know from prior videos, I struggle with the whole mountain bike thing on the back of the Expedition Jeep. I've got a KO2 NB rack, and it's a beautiful rack, but my God, what a pain in the ass. I can't open the back door with it on. As you can see, I need in the back door because the Expedition Jeep has a full kitchen, well, what I call a full kitchen back here. Excuse the mess with the sleeping bags. Normally there's a kitchen bag that sits back in here, but when I got the kitchen ready to go, I want to make breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, whatever. I want to have full access to the back door. And with the KO2 NB rack, even with an 8-inch extension, I can only open the door inches. So it's time for something different. Let's get started and mount it up and see how well it works. We've got our tools ready. Instructions. Always at least make a slight effort to read the instructions. There might be something in there of use. Okay, clearly the trasheroo's got to come off of there. Just a couple of quick release clips and it'll be out of the way. If you've been watching my videos, yes, I just put this thing on not too long ago, but that's a bit of a setback, but it will be a small price to pay if I can get a couple of bikes to spare. Weight-wise, I'm not too worried about it. I got some fairly high-end Scott bikes, and they weigh in, I think it's 12 kilos, about 25 pounds. I do have a TerraFlex heavy-duty hinge here. It is on a factory tire carrier, which you'll see in a bit. Holding the tire, and that tire sits rock solid, so I'm not too worried about the extra weight at the moment. It's a learning process. We'll test it out and see what happens. So, okay, so we'll pop that tire off of there and get the Thule Spare Me 963 Pro out of the box and test fit things and see what happens. Alright, spare tire is off. I was hoping to set up the cameras and get you some better angles, better shots, better video overall. Of course, I didn't bring the adapter for the tripod down. Step one, not all that complicated yet. Just put that backing plate on. And step two will be put the spare tire back on and reattach the lug nuts and tighten them down. Okay, spare tire is back on. Just got to tighten it down a little bit. Then we'll proceed by installing this little bracket here, which goes into the back of the Thule carrier itself. Okay, I better catch you guys up here. As you can see, I've pretty much got the thing installed. Down in here, we've got the long adapter plate. We got a 12.5, we got a 35 by 12.5 inch tire. Actually, there's the numbers right there. 35 by 12.5, 18 inch. The BFG KO2s do come in a little smaller than their advertised size, which I've got no issue with at all. But anyway, we've got the long adapter plate on here. Inside, on the main piece that you mount to the tire carrier, you have to, I had to use an extension, and for an oversized tire you'll have to use an extension. So I've got the small extension in there. It mounts to the back of it, or on the front of this, and is basically just this. Screws in, it's got extra threading, which this threads into. So I've got the small one in here with the long adapter plate on the back of the mount, and that seems to be a perfect combination. So what we're doing now is just installing these rubber bumpers. They go against the tire just to prevent any rubbing. absorb any shocks and vibrations that are going on. So I got the bottom ones here to go on. I'll tighten that up. I'm going to leave the lock cylinder out. I got a lock cylinder that can go in here, but I'm going to leave that out for now. We'll tighten it all up. I think what we'll do is grab the bike and give it a test fit. My main concern is obviously making sure everything goes in order to plan with, one, the Rotopax units, the spare tire, and potentially needing to have room for a second bike up here. I'll be back shortly. Alright, bumper pads are all installed, as you can see there. Bumper pads there. I've gone and tightened these down. Obviously the rack is deployed to be carrying bikes. It will fold when not in use. Unscrew these, one on each side, and just fold it down flush. So I could probably still get away with the trasharoo on there, but I'm not worrying about it at the moment. So anyway, we've got this unfolded, ready for the bike. Tighten these up. Alright, there's the bike. The rack. Alright, so there it is, mounted up there. The one thing that I was worried about with this style of rack was pinching cables on the rails, and Thule's gone ahead and got notches in there to give some support to the frame itself and allow the cables to slip into those notches to not allow any weight to sit on there. Now obviously that could work in there. Obviously on the back end here, I don't have that mounted up properly. The full suspension bike, we've got an issue with the rear shock, so let's figure out what we can do to solve that one. Alright, so there we go, bike number one. What I had to do, obviously you'll see it's flipped 180 degrees. Handlebars were in the way of the Rotopax units. We're on the passenger side here. So the handlebars were in the way of that. Everything fits nice right now. What I did have to get, and it's luckily a good thing I guess that I ordered it, was this Thule crossbar. So it attaches around the headset there and around the saddle and gives us a nice straight bar to work with this particular type of bike rack. I'm not a big fan of the idea, simply because somebody could walk along under the seat post and then your bike's half hanging there, ready to go for a slide along the ground once you start driving. We'll see how it works. I got some straps that I'll end up using to tie things down securely. Alright, the next step is done. Bike is on there, like you saw before. I got the straps hooked up around the bars, like so, and like so. And now the test is, can I get into the Jeep? Obviously we'll have to worry about this tire coming around and spinning, hitting into the side of the Jeep there, so let's have a look. And there's the door, fully open. Bike is on the side. No problems at all. Okay, next up, included in the Thule package was this blue strap here. So I've just looped it in and around behind the rack, snug it up, and now you get no sway out of the bike. They did include something called anti-sway bars, and so these attach up in here like so onto the frame bars of the rack, and they're meant to tighten against the bike themselves. Obviously with the mountain bikes now, you get oversized frames and that just doesn't work. I thought I would try one up on here, but no, it's not made for that for sure. So toss those aside, and use your tie down straps that are given. And now that bike's on there. It's got no sway at all. They do give you one more, and I think I've lost it already. It's in here. They give you one more cable, or one more tie down strap. And for that, what they want you to do is loop around the tire support bar, loop around here, around in behind, and then down to the bottom of the Thule rack. Cinch it tight, and that'll keep everything on there from falling off. So far I'm fairly impressed. It looks decent. It doesn't take long to get the bike on. I don't like the support bar idea, but it is what it is for now. Obviously I've only got one bike here to test what's going on, and the way I got it strapped down, my handlebars are out. So clearly I'm not getting a second bike on here, but undo this, swing the bars, tip those handlebars in, and the next bike should be able to go up on here. These will just rotate up just like so to adjust for the frame. Set that other bike up on there. Again, it'll need the crossbar. Set that bike up on there, and I don't think that we should have a problem at all. Okay, so I was just playing around, and I got the bike mounted up like that. I'm not sure if we're okay to mount like that on the rear suspension. We're not on the shock. We're obviously on the, what I'm going to call the swing arm anyway. So I'm not too sure if we're okay with that or not. I'll look into that idea. That could work up there quite nicely. So there we go, mounted, door open. All ready to go, strapped down. Alright, bike rack plus trasharoo. Obviously the trasharoo will have to come off. I'll figure out what I'm doing with that after. But trasharoo with the bike rack for now. That is the end of our install of the Thule 963 Pro Spare Me bike rack.